Welcome. So I thought I'd just show you today we're going to be painting this beach scene. This is Tofu Beach in Mozambique. It's in the south of Mozambique. Oh, sorry, a lot of reflection, but obviously the photograph will be down below for you to download and paint along with me. So I'll be working on the good old trusty pastel matte paper today. And I've just taped up a picture of Tofu Beach over here. Pastels we're going to use. Got some Sennelier, got some Unison Greys, which I love. And so the main thing with this painting is I'm wanting to keep the glow of that sun. That for me is the whole piece, what the whole piece is about, is that glowing sunshine. So let's see, let's dive right in. May not look straight to you because it's at a different angle. Amazingly, it doesn't look straight to me either, actually. Let's try this again, shall we? Okay. Hopefully that's a bit better. Right. This is my second time doing this. First time I started on, just didn't work. Fisher 400, Tim Fisher 400. And it was basically a disaster. I just can't, I've tried to use that paper several times and I just can't. My work ends up looking like mud. I'm going to keep persevering, but I was like, oh no, quick, get out the pastel mat. So, I mean, it literally chunks away, eats away your pastel as well, which is a bit annoying, especially when you have a piece and you're not happy with the way it's turned out. Anyway, so starting again on pastel matte. So that was BV, the first color I put down was BV10, and this color, I want to say BV8, but it looks too blue. It's too colorful. I wonder what's going on there. Let's take this Mount Vision. I'm preferring this. Let's get some of that in there. I have no idea what code this is, though. I'm so sorry. Just get a light blue. Just trying to sort of make these sky shapes. Yeah, so you can see some beautiful mauvey browns in there. So let's get those in. And over here. Okay, where is the sun gonna go? Let's get that sun in. This is a Schmincke Permanent Lemon Yellow. Okay, then let's start to make these little clouds over here. I'm working quite slowly. It was funny, when I was working on the Tim Fisher 400, I just kind of went in there fast, chup, 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 chup. And I was like, I wonder if that contributed to the fact that it turned out to be a disaster. You know, I didn't slow down and look at what I was actually putting in. I just went for it. Perhaps that wasn't the best thing to do. This is Grey 2 by Unison. Just wanting to get some dark in there. Sennelier 428. Definitely don't want to create mud. And now that I've just created mud, I'm a little bit cautious with this. It's funny, I feel like I don't know what I'm doing. It's always like that when you have a painting that you're not happy about. It kind of knocks you a little bit, doesn't it? You're like, oh, I don't know if I can do this anymore. Anyway, that's how I felt. It's like, why can't I work on this paper? It doesn't make sense. But I've just got to let go and move on, which is what I am trying to do here. Right. This is grey one, putting in there. Let's get everything a little rub into the paper. Right, let's have a look. I think I'm going to have a look on my actual photograph instead of on there, because this can be a bit misleading, the colors. Let's have a look in here. BV15. I'm not happy with this blue. No. I wonder if we should come in with some grey 11. That will be useful, but not right now. Okay, come on. Come on. What is this? Is this grey 8? Unison grey 8. It was terrible creating green. You know, you really don't want that. I know sometimes in a sunset you can get green, but this one definitely doesn't have any green, and I don't want it to have any green either. Okay, then this, so we've got my yellow. Let's just rub that in. Okay. Oh, I don't know what color this is. It's like a dark purpley grey. Can we say that? Dark, look for a dark purpley grey in your collection. Sorry, I just have to keep switching off. Just kind of following the cloud shapes-ish, I should say. It's not exact, I'm not exact, but I definitely want to get the feel of this because these clouds are stunning. I want to get the feel like a storm has just passed. I think that is exactly what has happened. And then she took the photograph, my auntie Linny, who's been living there for the past 3 years with my uncle Ted. Okay, Oh no, that's too brown. I'm looking for a very pale pinky mauvey grey colour, and I think this is it. I think it's Additional 19 by Unison. I think I can, gotta cover this, don't we? I went a bit skew there, didn't I? Just building up these clouds. Okay, I really want to make sure I've got clean fingers for this one. So make sure to have your wet cloth next to you, or your paper towel, or whatever it is that you use. And I'm rubbing in small circular motions. Oh, I didn't tell you the size of this paper. So this is the Maze. I always get confused if it's the Maze or... Yeah, I think this is the Maze or the butter. What's it, buttermilk or something? I'm going to have a little look. Okay, so the sky is too blue. So I'm going to knock it back with some BV7. Clean it first. That's better. Good old BV7. This is Unison. And I'm wanting now to get the sky, as in not the clouds, but the actual sky behind the clouds in first now. Make that all the way the color that I wanted, because we're then going to work on top of the sky, if you like, with the clouds. I hope that makes sense. So this is the background, the very, very background, if you like. And then this, all the clouds on top, is one step up from the background, the middle ground, I guess. So you want to get the sky color right now, because you're going to work now more on these clouds, and you want this to be right. Okay, that was a very higgledy-piggledy way of saying anything. Clean finger, small circular motion, rubbing it into the paper. Excuse my voice, I'm getting over a cold, so I sound a bit strange. Okay, that is better. I'm actually going to darken, so BV10, just a little bit in here. And I might as well bring just a little bit of that in there too. Okay. Right, I'm just having a look at where I want to go next. I think we need to bring this little cloudy over a little bit here. And then all in here, we've got like a bluey grey. I keep picking up something saying it's grey 8. I think this is grey 8. Actually, let's get a little bit of this blue here. Rub that in. Let's go over with BV7. Knock that sky back. Okay. Rub in wherever I put that grey. So, let's see here. Got some oranges over here and in here. And here. Actually, a little bit of dark in there. It needs to be put in and over here. It's not dark enough. Make a little bit more of a sort of cloudy shape. By cloudy shape, I mean I'm wiggling the pastel a little bit. Okay, rubbing that all in. Okay, now let's have a look. I'm looking at these clouds. Now I've made the sun a bit bigger, so we've got some of this purple. I wonder, because it's going a bit over here, I'm thinking we probably need to bring something with a little bit more purple into it. Let's try A34. Something with more purple. Okay, I want to take this color under here, A19, this is P1, I think. Yep, P1 Unison. I'm having a think about how I am going to do this section here. mean, look at that. That is so bright and beautiful. This is Sennelier 602. Let's get a bit of that in there. Okay. Okay. How many times can one say okay? I haven't painted too many sunsets. I think I've painted 3. So I don't have loads of memory to go back and rely on what colors to pull and, you know, what doesn't mix. So I'm just really feeling like I need to slow down here. I mean, this is, should we put some of this in there? This is just glowing. This color is more here actually, and more in here. And these clouds, okay, that is Jackson's fluorescent orange. Okay. And then this is Sennelier, but I wonder if it is too dark. Excuse me. Maybe it's, oh no. No. See, this is the tricky part. This is, how am I going to do this without making a big fat mud mess? That is the question I am asking myself repeatedly in this right now. Okay, let's go in with some white. And then maybe some, I mean, that is like bright orange. It's like a, look at my yellows. Let's look at some unison yellow. See what we can do here. Yellow 9. Should we give this one a bash? No, it's not working. It's it doesn't have, what about yellow 10? There, that's better. It's just I'm so scared of it going green. As I mentioned, definitely don't want that to be happening. Maybe just white on top of that will get the look I'm after. Perhaps, shall we give that a go? Let's get a bit of white on top of there. Just to turn it down a bit. Okay, now let's go with some orange 5, I think. Here, I'm kind of, can you see the way I'm sort of jiggering my pastel round? To sort of make cloud shapes. And here. Okay. It's low battery. Pooh, I don't know how long it said that for. Giving that a rub into the paper. Okay, so I'm just having a look and I'm wanting to bring more of an orange and getting away from such a yellow. I want to bring in some orangey yellow, if that makes sense. This is a Sennelier half stick. The number is 99 and I'm just scuffling it along here. And then let's just pat that in. And then we're going to come in. Oh, I like this. And this I can see over here a little bit. What is this? This is the set that I'm working from. This number is 409 that I've got in my hand right now. And I'm just, it's like a grey, but it's got a little bit of purple in, which is exactly what I am wanting. Right he ho. And that. This one is same box, number 37. I can see some of this grey in this yellow here. Right. Need to get some more. This is P3. I see a bit of that in here. So it's got a bit more colour than the previous soft peach that I put down. Scuffling my pastel along the paper. small little circular rubs. Okay, I think needing to come in just on the top here with an even lighter peach. It goes quite... Oh, that pastel's making the wrong shapes. Again, I'm like scuffling it over. I wonder, get some of this Unison A. I think, yeah, the Unison A19's a bit too dark. Let's go back to this Unison one in here. Actually, I'm gonna, I need like a bright, this is so bright. This is Orange 2 by Unison. Can you see there's like a bright sort of halo over the clouds over there? So this is even more orange than that yellow I first put down, I think. I think we need to come in with some white. This is like luminous, and down here is luminous too. Okay, let's go in with this. The reason I'm loving the reason I'm loving the Sennelier is because they're so nice and soft. They just melt into the paper, and I'm hoping the colours all melt together. Right now I'm going in with Unison's BV7. Again, just need to lighten bits here and there, and then darken bits here and there, giving my finger a little clean because I don't want to get orange in here. I want to keep that with the blues and the greys. Oh, I better tell you, so the size of this piece, did I tell you? Well, anyway, if I did, I'm telling you again. So the actual paper size is 33 centimeters by about 15 and a half. So it's quite a small little painting. Okay, so let's rub this in. Still using small circular movements. Okay, and now, I mean, that is like luminous yellow. I'm worried. Let's have a look. That's also a Unison half stick. That is 603. Okie dokie. Now I want to come in with a little bit more of this I think this is A22. Just to darken up in some places. Okay, and now I'm looking for, I think this is grey 8. I'm wanting to just darken this down a little bit in here. There are patches though of light coming through the clouds. And then this is, that's really dark. Let's bring some more of this grey Sennelier, got like a bluiness to it, just to darken a little bit, and in here, just feeling like, and here just a tinge, and here a tinge. Finger out, little circular movements. Let's clean it a little bit. Okay, so I can see this color actually goes straight through. That is the P3. And underneath that you can see little wisps of cloud. So let's just get a few of those in. Here's quite wispy as well. Just so it doesn't look too straight. Come in with some of this. That actually looks quite orange in there. It's fill in those wispy bits with a bit more orange. P3 Unison. Okay, going to come in with a 19. Here and there. Okay, this is grey 11. A little bit more A19 in here. And then around here. A little bit more blue. This is that Round Vision. Looks like a cornflowery blue. Okay. Scuffling in some A22. Just parts where I can see are actually darker. Then I'm going to go over again with an orange, this light orange, which is P2, I think. Let's have a look. P3, it's a little bit darker. And this is, I almost see some rays over there. Little rub in. Don't want any harsh lines in here. I want everything to be really soft in these clouds. Okay, so I'm just studying the picture, the photo reference, and there is like a intense glow here. It kind of got lost. Sennelier half stick 409, I think it was called. Okay, let's go with the white around there. Just pressing on that. Okay, need to get in here still with a bit more. Where's the A? 22, I think. Okay. I mean, A19. Again, this Sennelier. Right. This is quite bright. This is lemon yellow, schminky. This is G27, your grey 27, Unison. Sorry, I'm really concentrating now, trying to see what am I not liking, what am I needing to pull away or make darker or pull down. Those are the wrong sort of shapes. So I need to go back in there. I think I need to go darker. This is grey one, unison. I can feel there's not as much pigment down here, so things aren't mushing together as much as I would like. And then let's take this again, grey 8, and clean your finger, dry it off if you've got a wet cloth, small circular motions. The very bottom I'm wanting to get that straight, because way at the horizon there is just some straight color there. Okay, that is looking happier. There is one section that literally has to just glow. That's pure white that I put on there. I'm going to come in with some of this. I might make This has actually got quite a bit of orange on this ray, so I'm just going to add that. Then let's add some orange one there, and it becomes pinkier and darker here. Okay, don't worry, I will. Okay, let's leave the sky for the minute. Let's work on the ocean. Now, I've decided I'm not going to put in the front. I'm just going to do the beach and the ocean. Okay. So, I'm just rooting around looking for a really good color. I wonder if this will be dark enough. Because this color is in the sky, it's nice to marry, you know, areas of your painting with what you've used already. So I'm making sort of wave-like motions. Got to try and remember that this, I'm just try and put in where I want this beach to go actually. Okay, that'll be beach. And then this is waves. It's going to be glowy over there where the sun is coming, and then it sort of gets quite grey over here. Okay. Let's put a little bit of grey here too. Give that a good rub. Okay, now here we've got more of a, I can see a blue, so I'm going to put, again, this is the Snellier half stick set I showed you earlier. I'll give you the code for this one. 500. Now, I haven't really used this color in the sky, but that's okay, it should still work. It's the underneath of the wave that I'm drawing here. I can see. Okay, and then let's see a wave in there. Okay, it's going to be quite a lot of orange in this area because that is where the sun is reflecting on the water. It's grade 11. Bring in grade 8, which I've used in the clouds. I'm going to use a little bit of that here too. I'm making sort of like quivering marks with pastel. Okay. So what I'm going to do, because I want to get some nice thin lines for these waves, I'm actually wondering if I should bring in a bit more beach over here. I think I'm wanting to bring a bit more beach. Okay. Right, working on the waves. I've just got black here, because I'm doing the shadow as the wave comes up. And over here there's like Oh, that was careful. Doing that might have got some black in the sky, which would have been terrible. Definitely don't want to do that at this stage, because that sky is almost complete. So that was a bit silly. Don't do what I just did there. Holding the pencil in your hand and putting it close to the pencil down while I do that. Right. Now I am looking for a warm, what am I looking for? This is my blue. Gonna have to fix that horizon line there. I've gone a little bit too over. Let's have a look. How does this look under the waves? Okay, now there's just a few here. Not a lot. In this middle section. Okay, how dark? That is quite dark. Just having a look here. Indigo, which I love using for my horizon line, but I've just got to try and find it somewhere in my pastels. So here it is. Good. So this is Indigo number 175 by Faber-Castell. So okay, so over here, need to come in with some, I'm going to use BV50. 15. I'm going to put a little bit of that in the sea. Got to clean my finger because that's got black on it. Don't want to be blackening anything, especially as we're working towards finishing the painting. At this stage, I definitely don't want to be getting black smudges in the wrong places because I've got quite a lot of pigment on the paper already, and yeah, don't want marks to be left behind. Okay, right, so I'm just having a look in the middle here, and I'm thinking I need to come in. I don't know if this will be dark enough. We're going to have a little looky. This is Sennelier. I'll tell you the number in a sec. I've got to concentrate to get smooth lines. 428. Okay, there's going to be quite a lot of orange in here, so don't want to be filling that with too much grey, but that grey has got like orange in it. I think we need a little bit of this that we used in the sky up here. There we go. Just a bit like that. Shall we get some of this P3 in there? But now I really I think we need this is Castle Earth. So it's got a brown, it's brown, not black, because I want it to be a bit warmer here, because this is where the sun is hitting. Right, so I wonder if this will be too orange. Let's give it a whirl, shall we? Very light touch that I'm going in here. Clean my finger because I had some blue on there. I think I'm just going to work a bit on the ocean this side before I continue. Okay, a little bit more workings here. Going in with my black again, just wanting to really work the inner part of the wave. Okay, so this is the beach. Okay, now let's see if we put, this is grey 5, just on the top of this little wavy here. Let's see if it's a bit too, and this is some foam. Is this wave, and this one is crashing. I'm just having a look to see if it's too light, but I don't think so. I think it's okay. I think that is okay. I have to get some of this here. I wonder if that is too light still. I think so. That's got orange. See how underneath that's gone a little bit green over there. I don't want to do that. So now I've got to figure out how I'm going to fix that. I'm going to come in with my A19 over there. And here's all the, you can still see some of the beach, some of the water, sorry, through the sand. Gotta really think about this one. I don't want too much of this color over here to mix with the orange and create green. Okay. Yeah, got some A47. Okay, and let's go for this lovely, over here, this light schminky, Sennelier. A lot of that skipping around here. Okay, always cleaning my hands now. Just having a little look at where I'm wanting to go. Like, is this too light? Is the A19? Okay, I think, shall we get some, this is Gold Ochre by Schminky. Just get a little bit of that in there. Some parts of this really are quite orange. Okay. I don't like that. Come over with a bit more. I think I need to. This is 400. Schminky, Sennelier. I keep saying Schminky. Sorry. I'm going to put a little bit of grey 27 by Unison in here. Sorry, I'm really concentrating. Don't want to cock this part up, so I am engaged in concentration mode, which is unhelpful for you when you want to know what I'm doing. Sorry. I can see a bright strip there. Okay, and I also think for reflections like this, less is probably more. So I'm not going to touch it for the minute. I'm going to go back to the waves because I can see I need to work a little bit more on the waves here. It's just pastel pencil. It's grey, number 95. It may have changed since I last did it. Because these are an old, sorry, not since I last did it. These are an old set of Carbothellos. So, because I was gifted them, artist who doesn't use them. And I was like, oh, yes, I'll have those, thank you. So I've got a new set and an old set. You can see in the waves this side is more of this blue violet. So I'm using BV15 for the white of the waves. But it does come over all the way. Start here. And it gets more brownie as we go over here. I think I want something even whiter. This isn't white. I think this is BE1 Unison. I am being very light on this paper. I'm not pressing down hard at all. Putting a bit of this, it's the foam, top of the waves. I'll bring that through here. And this is quite foamy. Okay, right, so in here, I'll tell you what, let's get that beach sand in first, because we are now painting the ocean over the beach that's lapping onto the beach. So this is a grey from, I'm rubbish at doing this, aren't I? I'm so sorry. This is a grey from Mount Vision. Just get any old dark grey. Okay, now I want to come through with some lovely dark tan colours. So let's just have a look what colour I am after. I can't call out, I don't know what name that is. Not that though. What about this one? Yes, there we go. Lovely. This is Unison NE3. And again, for variation in the ocean, on the beach, I'm just scuffling some of this reddy browny colour in. And then I'll go over with some light, I'm not sure what this number is, but it's like a very muted beige, but it doesn't have a lot of warmth in it, a lot of cool in that. Then let's go over, I can see a little bit of dark, just like here and there. This is NE7, beautiful, like rich brown. Right, because this beach sand, it's not in sunshine. The sun is basically nearly going down, so the beach sand is not in sunshine. So we don't want it that bright, sandy, orangey colour. Got to put in some cooler colours there. Hence me using this cool more like clay, I guess you'd. It's not white, it's got a bit more colour than white. And it's not warm like a cream colour. It's definitely a cooler tan, cooler clay colour. Okay, now what we need to do, I think I'm happy with the beach, but what we need to do is work on the waves lapping onto the beach. I'm just going to have a look at the whole painting, and before I just wanted to have a look. No, I'm happy with that beach. Okay, so let's work on the, so we've got quite a lot of orange here, and the color I used super duper. Shall we put a bit of super duper in, shall we? Or not? This is me feeling my way around the painting. Yellow 8. Now, why am I putting that in there when I haven't used it in the painting? But it's just a patch here. It's pretty orange. Okay, where is all this darker purple? Purpley brown. Actually, it needs a bit more purple in there. Let's take the BV 15, BV 15. What I need this is the wet sand underneath where the waves have just crashed. So I'm just putting that in. This is a Sennelier half stick. I'm pressing really, really lightly with that one. Okay, now let's go in with a little bit of what we've used a lot in the sky, A19. Just creating the wet sand. Okay, now, just trying to see what yellow is this. This is this gold ochre. What color did I use? Just don't want anything too like yellow. Maybe a bit of that. Just pretty yellow. It's Unison. Sennelier. Sorry, I'm really concentrating. I'm surprised how much I'm concentrating on this piece. Okay, this is a bit of beach under here as the waves recede a bit, exposing the beach underneath. Make sure I've got clean fingers. And this side. Okay. Gonna clean that. Right. I think I need to come in with a few more darks. Use that dark Castle Earth. Here it is, dark Castle Earth from Caran d'Ache. I'm just putting in some waves, the underbelly of the wave. Okay, get my finger in there to just soften it out, and then we're going to go back in with some, actually, I want a little bit more. It's grey 11. Looking for a little bit lighter parts of these waves. Kind of very gently, and I'm sort of wiggling along, making a wave motion, I suppose, with my hand. And this side too. Okay, now there is definitely a glow along here. The water, the sun shining on the wet part of the beach. And I'm going to take G27, grey 27 from Unison, and just add some reflections here and there. Just having a wee little look, and I think I need to, it's so funny how we stop breathing at certain points, but this I need to, oh, that's me. It's indigo. Got to get that horizon line in again, because that is really important. Perhaps a little bit more light here. And really smudge that. I wonder, that was too, I need a different colour. This is the part where you can get a bit too nickety-partickety, if that's even a word, and mess up with things that you don't really need to be messing up with. But I'm just not entirely happy with this. I'm just think, what colour can I bring down? Might bring a bit of white. Oh, do you see how if it's not a straight line, it loses its point of being rays of light. That looks better. Smudged it in. Whew, saved the day. I think it needs a bit more white to pop in certain parts where this is glowing. This is the dark A22, I think. Okay. Let's just pop a little bit of this red orange over there. Gonna take A19, just come back over a little bit over there. Just having a look at everything, and I can see I'm not happy with what's going on over here. So coming in with the grey 11 and just fixing it up. Giving everything a rub, softening off any harsh lines. So looking here, I'm not happy with what's going on here. So I'm just putting in a few more waves, the under part of the wave. There's quite a lot, and I'm gonna come in and put the foam on the top of these waves in here. I think I'm going to go for this colour here. It's like a what colour is this? Grey. Maybe I should go for something a little bit warmer, this golden ochre, because this is where the sun is hitting. It's Golden Ochre by Schmincke. Get my finger out. That's a terrible sound, isn't it? Get my finger out means I'm being lazy and doing nothing, so that's the wrong expression. But what I mean is clean my finger off and be prepared to use. Okay. I think we are finished that beach scene.